And yep, some very sad news happened. Obviously, for the Rams, yeah, Cooper Kupp's on IR now. He will have an ankle surgery. It's called what is it called? Where is it? If it will be somewhere. Oh yeah. Will be out, recover in 5 to 6 weeks. It's a tightrope procedure that was performed. Yeah, typically it has to recover in 5 to 6 weeks. Of course, he has a high ankle sprain. This is terrible. He's gonna be out for the season. He is the Rams' best player. He's not the Rams' best player. He is the Rams' most important player on offense by far. But obviously, he'll be out. The Rams aren't done. They're a mess right now. This is worst case scenario by far. They're done. This is really bad. I hope he can recover really well. I think he's the best receiver in the NFL. Obviously, Justin Jefferson is right there with him. He's the most consistent receiver in the NFL for sure. The Rams. This is awful. I hope him the best of luck though in his recovery. And as my favorite player, this really hurts. I'll just say that. But yeah, I hope he gets better. And let's get right into the Monday Night Football recap now. We can all agree the Eagles lost that game because they had the ball for like a minute. That's what it felt like. I mean, whoa.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Eagles won the toss. They defer. Commanders get the ball to start the night. And the defense that Troy talked about in our opening. And a throw. This ball's knocked out. That's a live football. The battle for it. Eagles have it. Hurts keeps, and got it. Second and goal. Gibson, touchdown. Off or throwing it. Second and 13. This one down toward the end zone, and it's broken up on a flag. It's in defense. Hurts pops up, throws, pass caught, touchdown. Gunner. Road game, a game you need against an undefeated team, and you get a delay of game. Make it to Gainwell, aired out, downfield, and intercepted. Strategically then play the run. They're down at 6. Backpedaling wide open is Samuel. He just won't go down, touchdown. Would be a career long. High snap, kick is airs it out. McLaurin downfield. Hit him in stride, and the catch is made. Been much pressure, but they did when it mattered. High snap, and good job by Tress Way. Starts at the top. There's been a lot of winning going on in Philadelphia since he took over in '94. Pass is caught. Smith, touchdown. And they've taken more advantage of it this year. They're down in 3. This one deep shot. It's McLaurin, and it's an interception. Things, calling plays for this offense and being balanced. Pass to the tight end. And up to the ball, which makes it a 55-yard drive. And Sly has another. Jalen Hurts without a fourth-quarter comeback in his young career at home. Done it twice in the NFL. This one a shot. Watkins a diving catch. Ball comes out. Commanders pick it up at the 15-yard line. Come in on the road and have a game like this tonight if they're able to close it out. They're going to throw on 3rd down and 7. Instead, Heineke wisely, and now a flag.
Last night in Philadelphia, the Commanders pulled off the upset of the season, knocking off the Eagles 32-21. They're now 5-5. Obviously, final score was actually 26-21. The lateral to end the game. Obviously, Eagles are now first loss of the season for them. They came out and they did not play that well. A lot of mistakes. Commanders, though, they're 5-5 now. They have a shot to make the playoffs. That's all they're thinking about right now. Taylor Heineke does not put up the best numbers. He's not great on film. He's obviously the most talented quarterback. Man has guts, though. He finds out to win game. Comes out to win games. 17 of 29, 211, and interception for him. Interception was a bad throw, but he was good other than that. They don't run the ball efficiently, but I mean they had like 40 minutes possession time. Terry McLaurin, obviously the best player, 8 for 128. Defensively, though, I mean, they were money. Derek Forrest had an interception, a lot of 3 and outs. Montez Sweat had a sack. Benjamin St. Just, yeah, he had one bad PI, but he had 6 tackles. He was really good. Cameron Curl and Bob McCain, 2 very solid safeties. Not great, but they're very solid. Obviously, crucial mistakes by the Eagles really were the difference. Joey Sly was phenomenal. 58, 55-yard field goal was 4-4 on the day. Big game for him. For the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, 17 of 26. 175 and 2 touchdowns, interception. Worst game of his season, obviously. He just didn't look good in the pocket. He looked really antsy, wanted to throw the ball downfield. Obviously, 10 yards per completion is really good. But he was pushing the ball downfield. He's had some really bad. He had one big bomb, obviously. A fumble was awful, but he didn't have a great game. Miles Sanders, 12 for 54 on the ground. He was pretty efficient. Didn't look great, though. I mean, Jalen Hurts had a QB sneak touchdown. Obviously, Dallas Goedert had a touchdown. He got hurt, though. That's really bad. Devontae Smith also had a touchdown. Quez Watkins, 4 for 80. Obviously, that bomb. Where A.J. Brown had 1 catch. That just doesn't get it done. Chauncey Gardner, 6 tackles and an interception. They did try to get the ball to him, though. He was okay, I guess. He was pretty atrocious in coverage, but, I mean, he had an interception. Yeah, maybe wasn't that bad. But Chauncey Gardner-Johnson or C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I don't think was that great. Okay. Kaiser White, 5 tackles. I mean, okay, I didn't get to watch much of him. Marcus Epps was horrible. But Javon Hargrave and Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat all had sacks. Josh Sweat got hurt, I think. I forgot what happened there. But, yeah. They didn't get enough pass rush. Robert Quinn was not there whatsoever. He stunk it up. Really, their best players didn't play well. And obviously, I mean, they had 4 turnovers. I mean, 4 if you're the Eagles. That's really bad. Obviously, the fumble was on like the first play of the game. That really didn't have an effect on the game at the end of it for the Commanders because they really just adjusted really well. But other than that, interception, I think, was the only one. Okay? And you're going to turn over the football a couple times. But, yeah, they had the ball for 40 minutes to 1936. That was really different. Obviously, the 4 turnovers were huge as well. Eagles were obviously a better team than the Commanders, but the Commanders came out and they just spanked the crap out of the Eagles. And maybe not the dominating way, but they did it. Let's get right to the keys of the game grades now. And look at the Monday Night Football keys of the game. Commanders offense, run the ball early to slow down the pass rush of the Eagles. 30-plus points. They did them both. They did it really well. Offensively, 3 pluses. The reason I'm not giving them 5, 7, or 10 is because the Eagles defense had their way sometimes in the run game, and obviously up front they didn't give them they just penetrated. I'm not saying they were great offensively because I really don't think they were that great, but the way they played, the numbers were not great. You know, I give them 4 because I think that's fair. They played really well. I just don't think they played their best football. I think the Eagles hurt themselves more than the Commanders played great. But they just didn't freaking make any mistakes when we're talking about it. But yeah, they weren't. It wasn't pretty the whole game, but they did get it done. Time for the Commanders defense. Keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket. Bang. Stop the run in the red zone. Yup. Better boundary designs. Keep A.J. Brown inside the numbers. Bang. They were phenomenal defensively. I'll give them 7 pluses. They were perfect. I don't need to say anything more. They're like, you can't play much better with defense than that. Let's get to the Eagles. And for Philly, better pull blocks by Landon Dickerson. Miles Sanders has to dance around longer and use patience and beat the line. Wasn't able to do that well. And Jalen has to respect the edge rushers. He could have fumbled the ball a little bit. I'd say so. And obviously, he had that bad interception. He was really antsy in the pocket. The Eagles' offense was a mess. I got to give them 5 minuses. They were just so bad. Yeah, they had some points. Yeah, they bounced back a couple times, but, like, they were just a mess. Eagles' defense just sacked Taylor Heineke, and the result will be the same time. They didn't sack Taylor Heineke. That was a problem. I'll give them 3 minuses, though, because they did force some turnovers. They were really good at point. They played pretty well at some points, but, again, they weren't consistent whatsoever. But, yeah, the Eagles' offensive mistakes and just falters in general were the reason they lost this game. Now it's time for this Week 11 Power Rankings preview. And look at these rankings. Obviously, Chiefs are number 1. I'm okay with that. Eagles number 2, okay. Okay, Vikings number 3, they aren't better than the Eagles in my opinion, so I'm good there. Dolphins, okay. Bills number 5, okay. Ravens, nothing really wrong here. Giants a little high. Niners a little, I think the Cowboys are better than the Niners right now. Probably not in the playoffs, but whatever. Jets probably actually should be higher. Titans, okay. Seahawks, maybe a little higher. Bengals actually maybe a little higher. Patriots maybe a little higher. Bucks, higher. Chargers, okay. Commanders, maybe even higher. Packers a little higher, actually. Cardinals, perfect. Falcons, same thing. Colts, honestly, could be higher. Rams should be lower. They're a mess. To say the least, the Browns are in the right place. Saints and Bears, whatever. Bears actually could be higher, though. Jaguars, again, they're just a mess. Steelers, Broncos, Lions, Panthers, actually probably flip those around. Raiders and Texans last. Obviously, those two are the worst teams in the NFL. I really don't have a problem with these. Maybe a couple of changes, but those are the power. That's the power range review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, see you in the next one. Obviously, Week 11 NFL power rankings coming out tomorrow, which is Wednesday.
Middle intercepted. He threw it right to Darius Leonard.